What's up, everyone? This is Adam. I'm with Jake, and we're back again for another Knurled News episode of the podcast. After not doing one for a few weeks, I'm happy to be back. Jake, how you feeling?
I feel great.
Awesome. Well, we have a lot to talk about. So if you're new to these Knurled News episodes of the show, this is where we cover the type of information that you can find on our Knurled newsletter. You can sign up for that at garagegymexperiment.com, and there you will get sent sales, new product releases, what's happening in the home gym community, and more. We even do highlights on people's gyms. It's a lot of fun. So sign up and check it out. On today's episode, we will chat about some new products, including the Athena side mount. That one's going to be fun. Feedback on Fray Fitness, and a product idea, of course. So with that, Jake, take it away.
Thank you, Adam. So to start off, I actually have a quick statistic. So we posted on Instagram whether or not people thought that Rep had better product releases or Rogue. Adam, do you know the result of that?
I don't know the result, but I can, yeah. No, I don't know the results, but I have my personal opinion.
Okay. Can you at least say who you think won?
Rep one for sure. New product releases. Yeah.
They did win, and 69% versus 31% said Rep.
Well, I wish you would let me say my number first, because people are going to say I'm full of shit, but in my head I had 70-30, but okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then if you scan through the Instagram comments as well, there's no doubt that most people truly did think that Rep had better products. And, you probably just kind of think the 31% are the people who love Rogue so much. I think it's pretty clear that Rep has released better products for the home gym community, I should say, this year. And then let's roll into what was released a few weeks ago. Like Adam said, we typically do this weekly, but a little bit we had to take a few weeks off for this one. So we're talking about this a little bit late, but I would say that the Athena side mount may have been the most impressive release from Rep this year.
That's a game changer.
Yeah, Adam texted me right after and said he needed to change his rack. So I'll quickly go over the Athena, but it's basically a selectorized or plate-loaded functional trainer attachment that can be added to the PR 4000 or 5000. You have the ability to buy it one at a time or both at the same time. So if you buy I'll just go over the price for a standard double plate loaded is $949.99, and then the dual stack weight option is about $1,800. So a little bit less than your typical functional trainer on its own, plus save some space. You're likely not going to have as much weight on the stack though. So the Athena features a 2-to-1 pulley ratio. 20 pounds equal to 10 pounds. I think most people listening understand that. And it goes up to 170 pounds with that base. So it's really just 85 pounds on each side. You do also have the ability to upgrade that an additional 50 pounds. And then there's the ability to add band pegs, or there are band pegs that you can add resistance bands to that will add even more weight. So that was a really good idea by them to, I think, probably try and keep the price down. So you do have the ability to load it up to a max of 540 pounds with bands. Don't know how you truly measure that, but that is an option to make it heavier. So it's one of those things where you're attaching a functional trainer to a rack at a reasonable price. There's going to be some sort of give, but overall, pretty awesome product. Adam, thoughts? Any additional thoughts? Yeah.
No, and the fact that they were conscious enough to give a lower priced plate loaded option for a single-sided functional tower, I thought it was genius. Yeah, super smart. I love it. I pictured, a PR 5000 with one on the side, maybe a UPS pulley in the back for your lat pull downs. It just got my brain churning, and I thought it was super cool. So I say great job, Rep.
Yeah, and you do have the ability to add that lat pull down as well in the back. So I believe you can do that. It's one of those things where you can kind of add to your rack over time as well, as opposed to like the Aries, which is that one-time purchase. So huge fan of this. Well, I'll quickly run through a couple other releases, not as notable, but still worth mentioning. AbMat released a crash cushion option on the DC blocks. So it's basically a 4-inch set of crash cushions that can go on top of blocks. Adam, back in your weightlifting days, would you say this would have been a pretty solid option for you?
If I was training at home and I wanted to limit the noise, yeah. Otherwise, like bumper plates on blocks would be fine. But yeah, for noise, it's smart.
Yeah. Next, the Zebex Eco Air Cycle. So what's nice about this is it looks pretty identical to Concept 2 Bikerg. It's at $849, so quite a bit cheaper than the Bikerg, which has steadily rose in price to about $1,100 now. You won't be able to find it any cheaper. So I think this is a really good option. I'm not going to go through all the specs here, but it looks comparable to what you find, plus a few other. You have the ability to like see the damper on the monitor or something like that. And I would just say, like, I've had really good experience with Zebex equipment. So if you're wanting to snag a biker, but it's just a little bit too much, this might be a good option for you. You might want to wait till some reviews come out. But big fan of the Zebex stuff. Next up, the Kabuki Columbia bar was released last week or earlier this week, I believe. So it's not necessarily something I expected to see from Kabuki. This is definitely a multi-purpose bar, kind of morphed with a power bar. So it has the traditional length. It has a 28.5 diameter center knurl and a 190K PSI that compares to their 250K PSI on the power bar. They do say that it has the same knurl as the power bar. So it's not necessarily like probably the number one like Olympic weightlifting bar. It's also quite a bit pricier than most multi-purpose bars. For example, the bare steel option is $399, and then the Cerakote option's $499. So there's a red Cerakote option, and then I honestly should know this, but I forgot the other one. I don't know why, but I find myself wanting the bar. Even though, like, it's probably just a bar that you can beat up,
You say there is a center knurl on it?
There's a center knurl, yeah.
Interesting for a multi-purpose bar, but I wonder if it's like doled out. That'd be something. You know what I mean? Like a smoother like center knurl.
Ohio bars have a center knurl. No.
I would have a lot of trouble front racking something with a center knurl. You get like clean shaven every time you get too close.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no center knurl. Seems like an awesome like beater bar that would just last forever.
Expensive beater bar. Yeah.
So those are the notable new releases over the past few weeks. Any feedback? Any additional feedback on those products, Adam?
No. I'm surprised that Zebex already didn't have a bike like you mentioned. They seem to have all the other Concept 2 models out there.
They did.
They did have one before?
They do. Yes, but this one's even cheaper than that.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'd like to see that one in action. Those bikes interest me, and like I've mentioned before on these podcasts, I've never actually been on an air bike like that. So, other than that, again, the Athena is hands down one of the coolest intros to the home gym scene, I think. So I think that's going to be super popular.
Cool. Well, next up we wrote about this in Knurled News, but should we stay away from Fray? I should preface this by saying I visited Fray Fitness in Memphis in 2019, and it really seemed like they had an opportunity to challenge Titan and Rep in the upcoming years as like one of the better value options for home gym owners. And ever since then, they had quite a bit of variety, I should say. They had a lot of strength machines, probably even higher quality than Titan. They came out with 3x3 racks relatively soon after that. They came out with the Savage series and then that storage. They kind of made a name for themselves with the monster style like storage, big beefy storage at a lower price than what Rogue had. And then solid functional trainers and cable crossovers, etc. They I think they had a chance with their low prices, and then like their service just went downhill really bad. They had a lot of customer complaints. They were taking orders during COVID and like shipping them out 10 months later. So, which caused a lot of problems. I do think that most people should have like known what they were getting into based off of like the times and just knowing that there might be delays. But I think that definitely hurt them in the long run, the Fray's method of just taking as many orders as possible. I'll read a few quotes. I'm not going to mention who said these, but they're all on the Instagram post. And it's really just mixed feedback. So super mixed. We outfit a portion of our gym with lots of their equipment, and mostly it's been great. Some items were damaged when they shipped in February, and they haven't made amends for it yet. They also kept our money for dumbbells that were out of stock and not listed as such for 10 months. Each month, they would say it's next month. It never came. So finally, we asked for a refund. It came as a check. Ultimately, the things we purchased were generally good or okay quality. Price was decent on most. Would hesitate to suggest to anyone else for anything more than bumper plates. Another one said, tried to leave a review about a piece of equipment that sucked, and they deleted it. They promoted it on their OG and replied to a guy who was interested to tell him all its faults, and they deleted it and blocked the account. We have a good one about they took advantage of a sale. Customer service was polite, but it ended up taking a long time. Another one said, really, just you get what you pay for. I was on the market to buy monolift attachments and noticed Fray were half the price of other companies. On the site, there were no pictures or any specs of the attachment. Still bought them for the price. Man, do I regret not spending more on better quality. The monoliths scratch my rack every time I'd take them off to put back on. Then the UHMW would only cover a portion of the attachment. There was no picture online, so I didn't know. Then when I went to review the product, they deleted my review. So a lot of people saying deleted reviews. I think the funny one is the picture of them sending out their barbells that said fairy. That was pretty good. So yeah, I just wanted to like mention that here and like buyer beware. There's a chance that I think you probably can't go wrong with their bumper plates or their dumbbells, especially if they're like selling them at their huge discounts. But outside of that, I just don't think a lot of their products are as thought out as like somebody like Rep. For example, I am somewhat impressed in, like, speaking of Fray, they launched a new functional trainer power rack last week. Did you see that, Adam?
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So in the picture, it looks really awesome. So it's basically it's a 4-post rack. In the middle is a stack weight that can be used as a functional trainer at the top, at the front. It kind of reminds me of like the X15 from Force USA. You don't really have the ability to use a power rack, only just the front and the cables in front. You just can't like really tell how much room you have for storage. their pictures are definitely, they look to be just like a computerized picture of it. So it's really hard to trust. I think, they used a 1-to-1 ratio on the front or on the cables. So it's more of like a lap pull down. It can be used as like a lap pull down as well. It's one of those things where it could be good, but until you really see it in real life, it makes you wonder if it's too good to be true, because the price is like, for all of that, it's like $2,300 something before shipping if you take advantage of their like nonstop 20% sale. Like some of the reviews mentioned, like some of their products just don't fit like you would expect. And like I said, they're not really as well thought out. You don't, like in the pictures, you don't see how much, you just don't see as much as other companies would show. So it's really tough to just pull a trigger on something like that.
Yeah, there seems to be some issues from other people. I've never experienced anything from Fray, but from our side, I think we can both say that we're rooting on them to turn it around, fix some stuff. I think better companies putting out better products is good for everyone, right? You got to take care of the customer.
Yeah,
I mean,
got to take care of the customer.
People have to walk away with a good experience. So,
yeah,
hopefully it changes.
Yeah. So we'll see. That's all I got.
That's not all you have. I hear you have another product for me. I'm ready,
I
Jake.
forgot.
I'm not so good at judging these sometimes, but all right. You got one down?
Another product idea. So,
okay, let's go.
Yeah, I got one.
Right.
So, foldable rack attached seal bench. So basically what I'm thinking is, if you look at like the Rogue seal bench, for example, it includes one side with like 3 different legs. The other, basically you would have one side with this idea, you'd have one side with 3 legs, and then the other side with just a pin to be put into the side or front of the rack through the holes. You clip it, and basically you have a bench in the middle, and then you have the ability to fold the 3 legs out and then the ability to use it as a seal row bench.
I can't see it in my head.
Okay.
3 legs on one side. That's where you're getting me. Like on the side of a bench?
Pull up Rogue seal bench.
Done. All right. Okay. 3 on the front. Okay.
All right. So think you can fold those up, and then so you can store it on the wall.
Uh-huh.
And then you have the bench in the middle, and then you just you figure out a way to lock in the other side. So it should be relatively stable. So you've seen like people use the Bulldog pad, and some people have like made something similar. I'm thinking like a full seal row bench that you can use for like dips as well off the side. Dips you can use as like a leg roller attachment where you put your leg there for lunges.
Not my favorite idea of yours.
That's all right.
I have to go with like a 2 or a 3.
Okay. What's the issue?
The issue, I think, is the size of it. Those 3 legs are huge, and like even folding it up, like how much wall space is that going to take? And then I guess I really have to like see like how it would. Is it going to be like in the middle of your rack, or is it going to be like what's going to be holding up that back end? He said it'll
just like within a hole. It would be like a hole.
So it'd be like coming out away from your bench, from your rack.
Yeah, it would be.
Okay.
It'd be separate from your. It wouldn't be used as a bench.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be monstrous. Like it'd be huge. I feel like it'd have to be pretty expensive too. The seal row bench from Rogue is $1,600.
Right.
Whoa.
They're all, and I know Eleiko's is really expensive as well.
Well, $1,600. But that includes your bar.
Look up DIY seal row bench.
Okay.
And the first one on Google should take you to our article with Kyle.
Oh, I know him. Yep.
And then
Right.
scroll down to.
Click picture.
So I like
Just
his
think-
option. His option's pretty good.
I like that. I like that. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking
Nice
is.
plyos, Kyle. Nice, dude.
Yeah. See, this is the versatility I'm talking about.
Okay.
But I'm thinking like off to the side. His DIY thing might just be a better option.
He's having a nice cup of coffee on that seal rope edge. So his is, you could take his off and wall store, right?
Right. I mean, you're using
Sick.
spotter arms that you already have.
Yeah, I like that. I guess
Yeah.
something with like 3 legs, I think would make it so big and beefy. But I'm also staring at the Rogue version as I say that. And that one is massive.
Yeah, it is. All right. Well, we get it. You don't think it's a good idea.
Well,
It's okay.
I just said,
I'm not
not
offended.
that it wouldn't work and would be great. I just don't think it's a developed and sellable idea.
For sure.
But
yeah,
like always,
I don't either. I don't either. I'm
Pull it, and I want to see what other people say.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll
And
see.
it's got to be the 1 through 10 rating. You got to put a picture of the Rogue one too, so people know what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't.
'Cause that's what really
I just
put it in
I just
my
need
head.
I think if I would have been able to show you a mock-up, if I would have came prepared and showed you a
Probably
mock-up,
would have been better. Yeah.
probably. Cool.
That's going to do it for us, guys. Like we said, if you like what you hear on these episodes, please make sure and go to GarageGymExperiment.com. Scroll on down and sign up for the Knurled newsletter where you can get all this type of information. Appreciate you listening. Jake, you have anything left for the people?
Nope.
All right, people, we're done. Bye.
Bye.